Hi everyone, my name is Katerina Limova and I'm here to present you new opportunities from EU-funded program House of Europe. But before I start, I would like to tell you a little bit more about Book Arsenal. You definitely know that this event is very important for culture, key of life. But for me personally, it's the most expected event. And it's not just a nice words. I can explain you why. As a visitor, I prepare myself to this event. I book day in my calendar. I research reviews of new books. I make a list of those books that I want to buy and definitely buy more. I take the extra bags. And you know, it's like a New Year Eve and preparation phase starts with excitements, and when the celebration begins, excitements definitely increase. I remember my first Book Arsenal in 2011. Actually, it was the first Book Arsenal. It was here every year and always in this wonderful building. And I was a student of music arts and I couldn't afford to buy all books that I want. And I had to choose only one book, and I remember how I spent whole day to choose what the book is more desirable and how I ran through these halls to buy this book. And after that, I decided that I never come without prepared list. And you see how books may change the life not only for authors, publishers, but definitely for those who read these books. Therefore, I would like to tell you more about House of Europe program and this opportunity, which might be interesting for you. House of Europe is a new European Union funded program, and it fosters on professional and cultural exchange between Ukrainians and European Union colleagues. We focus on different professional categories: culture and creativity, education, health, media, social entrepreneurship and youth. And House of Europe supports different schemes of mobilities, study tours, residencies and all forms of professional exchange. And we support collaboration and co-production of culture projects between Ukrainian organizations and European Union ones. We want Ukrainians and European citizens to get to know each other and to understand each other a little bit better. And I may say personally that literature is one of the main key for that. That's why I would like to tell you more about translations grants, and I hope you will be interested in and apply to our grants soon. Translation grants is about dialogue between culture and individuals. We created this grant program to bring more books, Ukrainian books, to European Union stores, and as well to bring European Union works to Ukrainian customers. We encourage European Union publishers and Ukrainian publishers in tandem with translators to apply to our program. You can translate non-fiction, works of culture and creativity, education and youth work, health, media and journalism, social entrepreneurship. You can translate as well fiction books, novel, poetry, drama. We cannot cover all your expenses, but we assume some of them. The translation grant amount is 4,000 euros, and it may cover translator's fee, marketing, design, or other things that make your book happen. The co-funding is also required, and it must be no less than 30% of all amount of the project. To apply to House of Europe translation grants, you need to be a legal entity with proven experience of publishing books. You need to fill in online application form, and you need to provide all necessary documentations such as budget, marketing plan, CV of your all key team members, and definitely contracts between publishing house and translators, and contract between you and copyright holders. And in this moment, I definitely need to tell you how many projects we have already supported. But to be honest, we are a really new program. We have been launched only in October 2019. And for these 5 months, we have already had 2 open calls and published our first list of grant recipients. And I also want to mention you some of European Union Publishers House that received grants, and I hope this information encourage you and inspire to apply to our program. For example, a small Bulgarian publishing house, Paradox. They chose Ukrainian authors Markian Kamysh and his book Chermet, and I think they choose this book due to popular topic about Chernobyl, about zone of exclusion, which is still relevant for all Ukrainians and as well for European society. Also, Czech publishing house, they choose a book by Anatoly Dnistrovy, B-52, about men of 40 years old in crisis. And third example is also might be interesting because it's not small or big publishing house, it's organization, Collegium of Europy Wschodniej, it's Polish organization, and they choose to translate and will publish early poetry by Vasyl Stus. And I definitely would like to mention more European Union publishing house that became our grant recipient, and I definitely believe in that it will happen in the future. We have a lot of interest in authors in Ukraine, and their works are definitely relevant for European society. We have our open calls twice a year, in spring and autumn. And actually we have our open calls right now, but it will end in 5 days. So you can plan your project till next open call in October and then till next in April. And due to this program, Ukrainian literature right now, you can get to know more about Ukrainian literature and Ukrainian authors and the topics and that will be relevant and interesting for you. So just choose translation you believe in, and we're looking forward for your application to our translations grants.